Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever your current life situation is. Hello, YouTube. This is Jeffrey Kite coming at you in 4K with this episode of Kite's Curiosities. Yes, sir, folks, I done got me a new cell phone. Don't ask me what kind of new cell phone it is. I don't know what it is. AT&T made me an offer I couldn't refuse, so we dropped the current wireless plan, went with AT&T. They come up in the house, set everything up, offered me a new phone upgrade. So I'm like, hey, let's do it. This could be a 13, it could be a 14, could be a 12, 11. Who knows what this thing is? I have no idea. I'm not a computer person. But I do know it does some fine quality filming in 4K. So y'all get to enjoy this channel now with a little bit more high definition. Getting on with the business at hand, 3 TTMs we're going to take a look at. It's done come in the mail recently. One, I know where this is from. This is coming out of North Carolina right here. Because I know who I done sent to a big one like this. Michael Myers, you prepare to be getting jealous. Because this is another Beckett. I was going to preview that. This is a Beckett. I think him and I done caught on to something with getting these signed Becketts. Then I got one coming out of Tampa, Florida. And then another one coming out of Seattle, Washington. So without further ado, let's get to ripping into these things. First up, Seattle, Washington. Let's see who we got here. Who do we have? Got some tape on the back of that. That all? And who do we have here? Nice. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous autograph him. Y'all check this out. Mr. Lenny Wilkins. Absolutely gorgeous. Lenny Wilkins. 3-time. It's such a big, beautiful autograph. I got to stick it way out here to the side. Man, that's gorgeous. Again, folks, oversized index card. Oversized, and I don't have a regular index card. I done got all these big ones, but this is a 4x6 index card. If you can get players to sign 4x6 index cards, look, I mean, you just get such a big, nice, gorgeous, clear, clean autograph. But I mean, invest in some of these. When you can find them, get them. Get them. I usually find mine at the beginning of the school year in the school supply section. Get these big oversized index cards. Anyway, on to Mr. Lenny Wilkins. He's been featured in numerous TTM videos. What can be said about this man? 3 times in the Hall of Fame. Went in the Hall of Fame in 1989 as a player. Went back into the Naismith Hall of Fame in 1998 as a coach. And went back in it again for a 3rd time in 2010 as a member of the 1992 U.S. men's Olympic basketball team called the Dream Team. He was a legend all the way back in college. He went to Providence, and he helped guide them to 2 NIT tournament appearances, 1959, 1960. They actually made the finals in 1960, but they dropped it. He went on to be drafted that year, and tremendous player. He scored 1,100 points at Providence, and then went on to play in the NBA for a number of years. He was a 9-time All-Star. Scored over 17,000 points, had 7,000 assists, In fact, he was the assist leader in 1969-1970 and had 7,000 career assists. And at the time of his retirement, that was second all time behind Oscar Robertson. He was the MVP of the 1971 NBA All-Star Game. And he was a player coach, actually, for the Supersonics in the late 60s, early 70s, and then with the Portland Trailblazers in the mid-70s. He retired in 75, I believe it was, as a player, and just, went on and just continued his coaching career. Helped guide the Seattle Supersonics to the 1979 NBA championship. He was Coach of the Year in 1994 with the Atlanta Hawks when they won the Central Division and was the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference that year. Tremendous player. I want to say he was the first NBA coach to win over 1,000 games. I want to say he was the first to have 1,000 wins. If not 1,000 wins, 1,100 wins, something like that. But anyway, so happy to get this back. Mr. Lenny Wilkins. Oh, it's just gorgeous right there. Been wanting to get his autograph for a long time, but couldn't find any vintage wax. So, hey, let's send on a blank index card. Man, it came out great. Up next, Tampa, Florida. Tampa, Florida. Let's see. Yep. You don't see that good. Tampa, St. Pete. Who are we going to get here? Back it down. Yeah, let's see. There's another big index card. Oh, very nice. Check this out, guys. Mr. Bill Barber. Bill Barber, one of the greatest left wingers in NHL history. I mean, he was phenomenal. He was great as a rookie in, I want to say, the 72, 73 season, maybe. Might have been 73, 74 season. But anyway, had a great rookie campaign. Established himself as one of the, like I said, one of the best left wingers in the league quick. And he was a very integral key member of the 1974 and 1975 Stanley Cup champion Philadelphia Flyers teams. Then they had a nickname for that team. They called them the Broad Street Bullies. Boy, were they ever, man. They would get you on them boards. They'd bust you up. They'd roughhouse you, check you, get in your head, and then go score. And Bill was he was the ringleader of them. He was really good on power play situations. He could, set up a power play and get that goal scored, get shorthanded, or get the goal scored on the power play. But he could also defend against the power play too, which is, a rare thing. Usually either you're a good offensive guy or you're a good defensive guy on them power plays. But he could do both and do it very, very well. He had a beautiful, beautiful career. 420 goals, 463 assists. Just a phenomenal player. He was a good coach, too. He was a real good coach, too. He coached the Flyers in, 2000, 2001. And that first year, he was the Jack Adams trophy winner, which is the NHL's Coach of the Year. And then the next season, 2001, 2002, they were the Atlantic Division champions. And both times they got beat in the Stanley Cup Finals. Well, he left that job in 2002 with the Flyers and took on the job of director of player personnel for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And 2 years later, he won another Stanley Cup as director of player personnel for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Three-time Stanley Cup champion. 2 as a player, 1 as a administrator, I guess you'd call it. Mr. Bill Barber. So happy to have this one. So happy to have this Hockey Hall of Famer in my collection. Let's set them up right there. All right. Now on to the big one here. Let's see what we got. Like I said, it's coming. I know it's coming out of North Carolina, so let's see if we got something special here. Ooh. But Johnny Serena, don't you get jealous on me now. Don't get jealous on me. Look at that right there. Look at that gorgeous thing right there. That is none other than Mr. Heath Schuler. Look at that, man. That is gorgeous. Beautifully signed Beckett. Let's switch these up and give y'all a quick rundown on Mr. Heath Schuler. There it is, folks. Let me get Lenny in here and give him. I don't do him justice. There we go. I'll set Bill Barber up right there. There we go. Now we got all 3 of them. Heath Schuler, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you about old Heath Schuler. Heath Schuler was starting out. He was probably one of the greatest high school quarterbacks to ever come out of the state of North Carolina. He won 3 state championships at Swain County High School. Let me adjust that camera right there. Swain County High School up in North Carolina, and he was a 3-time state champion. Obviously, he drew a lot of attention. He was the North Carolina Player of the Year, and Tennessee wound up getting him. Philip Fulmer and Johnny Majors recruited him, and he went on to sign with them and got a little bit of action in 1991. He was a backup to Andy Kelly, and got to wet his ears a little bit and see what it's like to play big time college football. And then in 1992, he got his big chance. He guided Tennessee to a 9-3 record that year, and they played a big time schedule. They beat number 14 Georgia. They beat number 4 Florida, and then in the Hall of Fame Bowl, they beat number 16 Boston College. In that Hall of Fame Bowl, he was the MVP. He ran for 2 touchdowns, threw for 2 more touchdowns, including a 69-yard bomb to put Tennessee up 31-7. And they would eventually go on to win that game. I think it was like 31-20, something like that. But at any rate, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns in the 1993 Hall of Fame Bowl, and he was named the game's MVP. So going into the 1993 season, I mean, Tennessee was riding high. They thought, man, we got a chance. Well, they kind of stubbed their toe a little bit. They finished the year at the time. At the time, it was a 9-1-1 record. Alabama later got caught committing some violations and breaking the rules of the NCAA at the time, and so they had to forfeit a tie with Tennessee that they had, and so Tennessee retroactively finished the year with a 10-1 record. Either way, they didn't win the SEC East. That went to Florida because Florida beat them head-to-head. So didn't have any impact on the SEC championship game and SEC championship standings. But they had a good season nonetheless. Finished the year 10-1. And they lost to Penn State in the Citrus Bowl. He did not have a good Citrus Bowl. It was 31-13 butt whooping that Penn State put on them. But he nonetheless had a great year. He was the SEC Player of the Year, Southeastern Conference Player of the Year in 1993. I want to say he led the SEC in passing, and he was either number 1 or number 2 in most of the passing statistics, and he could run the ball too. He was a good scrambler. He could pick up some yards with his legs if he needed to. He finished second in the Heisman Trophy to Charlie Ward in 1993, and his draft stock it was through the roof. He went on to sign with the Redskins and was on the NFL All-Rookie team in 1994. And that's when this Beckett was issued, June of 1994. And I remember we were all collecting his cards back in 1994. You pulled a Heath Schuler rookie card, man. I mean, it went straight into a sleeve and into a top loader, maybe a one touch or whatever we happened to have at the time. And had a good rookie year, man. That 1994 All-Rookie team, he showed some promise, but yikes. After that, it was just kind of all downhill from there. And he quickly retired from the NFL, and his career was over before, just as quick as it had started. He got into politics and started running for office. He was a Democrat, but he was a conservative Democrat. And he served 3 terms in the House of Representatives up in Washington. And he was gutsy enough to go up against Nancy Pelosi for the Speaker of the House job. And he campaigned hard for it. I mean, he gave her a run for her money, but he lost that election. I think it was like 150 to 43 or something like that. It was a butt whooping. But I mean, he made some noise and got people to kind of think a little bit differently about their views on a lot of social justice things, crime, gun laws. He's an avid gun owner, and which is kind of rare for Democrats in today's time, which is why he's probably not in politics anymore, because there's been such a shift in that. So I don't know where y'all stand on that. It don't matter to me. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I sure did like him as a quarterback. So at any rate, those are my 3. We got Mr. Lenny Wilkins, Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer. Got Mr. Bill Barber, Hockey Hall of Famer. And Mr. Heath Schuler, who is a Tennessee Vol Hall of Famer and your 1993 SEC Player of the Year. Well, tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. Till next time, y'all take care now. Have a good one. Bye.